want to start out by foremost by giving all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Ruach Kadosh. Salutation to the elders and apostles of GMS groups and ones alike, teach 100% true. Shalom, Barakathum to them, and double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS groups and ones alike, teach 100% true. Shalom, Barakathum, for their edification and knowledge. Give all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Ruach Kadosh. Tonight I'm going to talk about a few verses relating to spiritual armor. I'm going to read Ephesians 6:10 through 20. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and the power of his might. 11. Put on the whole armor of Yahweh, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. 12. For we wrestle not against the flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. 13. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of Yahweh, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. (14) Stand therefore, having your loins girded about the truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness. It relates putting on his armor and preparing for spiritual warfare. 15. And your feet shod with preparation of the gospel of peace, which is this word truth. 16. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, which are going to be thrown at you from a spiritual aspect. 17. And take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of Yahweh, which is the spiritual truth, and that's your spiritual apparel. 18. Praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for the saints. 19. And for me, that utterance may be given unto me, that I may open my mouth boldly to make known the mystery of this gospel, which is pretty much this truth, and prophesizing and preaching this truth. But that would Isaiah 8:20. If the light is not, if you're not speaking from the word, this truth, then the light is not in you. If you're not speaking from those words, when it relates to this these scriptures and the truth, the light is not in you. You know what I mean? As Isaiah 8:20 relates to speaking what's in this word, when there's truth, and speaking boldly as I ought to. You know what I mean? That means prophesizing this word, man. Number 20, for I am the ambassador in bonds, that therein I may speak boldly as I ought to speak, relating to the prophets, the hopeful elect. That's what that represents. Pretty much being the servants of faith, man. You know what I mean? To hopefully be worthy enough to for the greater good, and most of all the greater glory relating to Yahweh Bashem Yahshua. You know what I mean? Which relates to ultimately that ultimate prize, everlasting righteousness, man. All right. Now 6:10 through 20 talks about putting on the whole armor of Yahweh relating to the truth. You know what I mean? That's this word, man. All right, I'm gonna read 2 Corinthians 10:4 and 5. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Yahweh to pulling down of strongholds. This word is truth. That's what's going to break down these barriers relating to these barriers relating to the wicked, man. These spiritual barriers. You know what I mean? So it's this truth, this word, and that's what's happening now. For example of that, these things that's happening upon our society, man. As our society is slowly changing from what it used to be to pretty much something different. You know what I mean? Pretty much a new, not normal, you know. But casting down the imagination and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of Yahweh, that relates to this truth, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Hamashiach. That relates to this, pretty much the Old Testament examples relating to this word, this truth. The point is, our weapons are, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. It's spiritual. It's always been spiritual. And that's how that's how ultimately these things are gonna be relating to breaking down these strongholds and powers and principalities relating to the rules of darkness against the spiritual wickedness of this world in high places, man. It relates to this truth. That's how I was going to break it. It's breaking down those like I said, those barriers, man, spiritually. I'm going to read Hebrews 4:12 and 13. For the word of Yahweh is quick and powerful, sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and the spirit, of the joints and marrows, and the discerner of thoughts and intents of the heart. Neither 13 is there any creator that is not. Neither is any creative that is not manifest in the sight, but all things are naked and open into the eyes of him whom we have to do. This relates to the word discovers pretty much the conditions. This word, this truth, pretty much is going to expose relating to individual and collective conditions relating to, the good, bad, and everything. It's going to expose all the strengths and the weaknesses, etc. That verse I was saying, the devil will be running like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. Paraphrasing. So the devil's on the hunt, man. He's hunting for victims, man. Put that with Revelations 12 and 12. You know what I mean? The devil knows he has only but a short time, so he's gonna come in great wrath because he knows he only has a short time. You know what I mean? So this time is at hand, relating to ultimately his kingdom. His rulership is getting to near the end. You know what I mean? So ultimately, he knows he only has a short time, so he's going to come in great wrath and implement whatever he's going to implement. Ultimately. So in that process, we had to, from a spiritual aspect, the spiritual warfare. Spiritual warfare. Now, relating to what I was saying with Revelations 12 and 12, because example of that, relating to he has a short, he knows he only has he'll come in great wrath. He only knows he has a short time. That relates to his agenda ultimately, because he's going to fight to maintain his supremacy relating to his rulership, and he's going to do what he has to do to fulfill ultimately the agenda that ultimately he's going to fulfill. So relating to that agenda ultimately relates to the vaccinations, ultimately the microchip, because the the agenda relating to the new world order, Novo Order Seclorum, or Novo Seclora Ordo, New World Order, is their agenda is ultimately to control the population, and so they can maintain their dominance. And so they're going to implement whatever agenda that's necessary to do that. So they know their kingdom's at an end, man. They know their kingdom's at an end, so they're going to come full throttle. But that with 2nd Ezra 6 and 9 talking about for Esau's the end of the world and Jacob's the beginning that followeth. Now, supplanter relates to one who's going to take over. That's Jacob. And symbolically, as Esau came out of the womb, both, Jacob was right on his heel, and that ultimately symbolic talks about Jacob ultimately taking him down, and being that supplanter, he's going to take over. He's going to replace him and take over. So that's symbolic. So ultimately, relating to that verse, talks about the dividing of times, relating to from one rulership down to another one that begins to start. one that's going to be taken down violently, Shalakia, and a new one that's going to take its place and ultimately begin. You know what I mean? So that relates to that. That's 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. That's the Apocrypha. So over there, that's the Florida Highway Patrol. They parked over there. So we in the times, man. We in the times relating to we in spiritual warfare. You know what I mean? This is the prophets especially, 1/3 ones who are standing up and defending, relating to the faith, relating to this truth, man. This is the persecutional trial stages relating to the trials and tribulations. Ultimately, the things that's going to come to pass, relating to Revelations 2 and 10, 3 and 10, relating 2nd Ezra 16, 68 through 73. It relates to the impending persecution relating to the prophets. And the other ones talk about Revelations 3 and 10, and 2 and 10 talks about pretty much persecution among what the prophet is going to go through, the trials and tribulations. Put in the synagogues, go through trials and tribulations, you know what I mean? The beheading, all this stuff, you know what I mean? This means persecution, man. They're going to go through a lot of things. We in the pre-persecutional stages relating to prophecy now. Jacob's trouble. We on the pretty much the foot and the road to the beginnings of Jacob's trouble. A loss of time that never has been been since Jacob's trouble. Jeremiah 30 and 7. We in that time, man. Ultimately to the full implementation of it. You know what I mean? So we enter in that. You know what I mean? Just look at the state and condition of our society, man. It's breaking down. You know what I mean? Socially, economically. You know what I mean? You know, it's not like it used to be, man. You know, forms of conditioning, pretty much conditioning the population that this is going to be a new norm. Example, face mask. You know what I mean? This social distancing. You know what I mean? This is the new norm. You know what I mean? Everybody wearing a face mask look like they're going to either working in a hospital or look like they're going to pre-rob a bank. You know what I mean? So this is going to become pretty much a pre-new normal. You know what I mean? Now this was just something quick relating to that. I want to give all praise at foremost to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Ruach Kadosh. Salutation to the elders and apostles of GMS groups and ones alike teach 100% true. Shalom, Barakatham to them. Give all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Ruach Kadosh. I hope it helped. I hope it edified. You know, I hope it helped someone. So that being said, the water, shalom. Thank you.